This past week I was in Atlanta, Georgia, guys. I actually filmed a video over there already, but while I was there, I decided to go to some pretty fun stores. I visited a couple of half-price books and also Second and Charles, and those are the kind of stores that I feel like you can occasionally find some pretty good deals at. So that is my goal for today, see if we can find some older pops for some good deals and see what other cool things that we can come across. And without any further ado, guys, let's get it started. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, folks, first stop of the day is gonna be Target. I actually have to come here to pick up a couple of other things, but I figured let's start it off here, see how their Funko section is compared to maybe one in Utah. Let's check it out. Well, it is safe to say that this Target was pretty similar to the ones that I have back in Utah, guys. They had a couple of different interesting things that had some chase possibilities, as you can see right there with the one that's from The Witcher. We'll check that out here in a second, guys, but they had that restock on that Black like Deadpool, that Naruto pop with Hidan, and also the Ochako. All those have chases, but they're probably long gone. All right, next stop of the day, guys, is going to be Half Price Books. I've been to a couple of these locations in Seattle before, hoping that maybe the Atlanta one's going to be good, but this will be one of two that I go to today, so hopefully we can find some good deals or maybe something cool. Let's go check it out. Going straight back to the Funko section, they actually had a good amount of stuff, guys, and the deals weren't half bad, I'll have to admit. The first thing that I did come across, guys, was this 12th Doctor right here, guys, and they had it for $20, and I think this usually goes for about 40 to 45 bucks, so that's not a bad deal at all. Their other little section of Funkos right here had some good stuff too, and there was one thing that caught my eye, guys. It was this Data from Star Trek. This is normally about like a $60 pop, and they had it listed for $25, so I figured, you know what, let's pick it up. That's a pretty good deal, and it's an older pop. There was one pop that was hiding behind here as well for $10 from American Horror Story, and I think that's actually not a bad deal for that one. That probably goes for about 20 to 25, so for $10 that'd probably be a pretty decent pickup. But looking around, guys, trying to see if I can find any other secret hidden stuff. They did have a little section over here that had a couple of different pops, like this one right here, guys. This is a Pop Asia Tink, which I don't see that one very often. Value wise, I don't think it's super duper valuable, but it's still one that I wanted to show off because you don't see it very often. Some Gears of War pops have actually some pretty good value as well, but this unfortunately isn't one of them, guys. Kind of looking around to see what other things that they have. I found another little section that had some Marvel pops in it. I know Nova had some good value at one point, but it restocked, so it's kind of back down to around that $15 range. A couple of different Groot pops that I really don't see very often that I found kind of interesting, but doing a little bit more digging, guys, looking around, seeing what other things I could find. Luke Cage at $7 would have been, actually is a pretty good deal now. This pop used to go for around like 35 bucks. Now it's about 15, but John Wick, decent deal as well, sort of, kind of, not too bad, but that was pretty much it at Half Price Books. All right, guys, not a bad start to the trip, guys. Paid $25 for Data, and that's about like a $60 to $70 pop, which I'll take it. That's a great deal. I think our next stop is going to be Second and Charles, I believe, but good start to the day so far. A great selection at the Half Price Books, too. Okay, folks, up next is going to be Second and Charles. I would say it's pretty similar to Half Price Books in the fact that they have physical media. I've been to this store before. There's actually one location in my state of Utah. It's just nearly like an hour away, but I guess let's head on in, see what they got. Out of most of the places that I visit, guys, I will have to admit the Second and Charles probably has one of the largest Funko Pop sections. Whether or not you find a good deal, that's, you know, that begs the question. I'm taking a look at this Deku right here in the onesie, and yeah, their prices are definitely pretty darn high. They're pretty spot on with what you would see maybe on Pop Price Guide, maybe even a little bit above eBay. But I found this little section, guys, of tons of out-of-box stuff, and I was curious what they would be charging on that, because some people say half of something, you know, of what it would be in box is the price out of box. But yeah, that's definitely what they're doing right here, guys, at $24.95. I'd probably pay $5 for that, honestly. But they had so many different out of box figures, and the prices were all over the place, guys. So Arlo right here, they had it for about like $20, which that's kind of insane. Stewie as well. With a box, it would definitely be this value right here. It is not out of box. That value is incorrect, guys. This Macho Man Randy Savage was missing its glasses, and they still wanted like $20 for it, which is absolutely insane to me. Brian right here, guys, out of box, they still wanted about 25 bucks, which that's kind of mind-blowing to me. I would probably pay maybe like 5 or 10. At least the stores that are around me that are similar to this usually charge that amount. But guys, I mean, look how many pops that I can go through right here. This is going to be a little bit, definitely a lot to discover and explore. Folks, I gotta say, this Funko section is absolutely massive. There are so many pops in here. This is going to take me a while to go through. I don't know. I'm pretty excited though. We'll see what we can find. Like, I'm kind of curious to see prices on some of this stuff. Like, I'm talking like the Space Jam figure. How much are they charging for it? 20? Okay, that doesn't actually seem too bad. I think at one point this was going for maybe like 60 bucks. So maybe it's around 25. I don't know. That doesn't seem like a bad deal though. Also kind of curious how much they have on this Fallout Pop because of the new series that just came out, guys. How much? 18 bucks. Maybe I'll have to look that one up. That might be actually a pretty good deal. But you're going to see a lot of older stuff, like kind of like this Disney Pop, kind of like that Space Jam Pop right here, guys, that I think that they just have like tons of these in their warehouse that they ordered from like forever ago. And then they charge whatever the market price is. So Mrs. Potts and Chip is a good example of that. But I mean, guys, we could literally be here for hours just digging through stuff. Ooh, a Labrador Retriever. I know some of the Pet Pops can get a little pricey. They want $44.95 on that. Honestly, I'm not sure if that's a good deal or not. We'll have to maybe do a little bit more research. I'm saying that a lot in this video, but yeah, I'll keep looking around, see what other things I can find, guys, but there's just a lot of stuff. Okay, I actually found a couple of really cool pops right here, guys, from Superbad. This is actually a pretty funny movie. I actually saw it a long time ago, but we have Evan, Seth, and McLovin. It looks like they have Evan and Seth. How much do they want for these? 35. Box is a little bit beat up on that, but how much do they want for Evan right here? $44.95, still with a beat up box. I wonder if they have McLovin around here somewhere, but those are definitely some pops that you don't see very often. Some interesting ones. All right, guys, what else we got in here? We have Taz in here. How much do I want for Taz? $44 for Taz. We also have Dr. Alan Grant. I wonder how much he is, because some of those Jurassic Park pops actually have some good value. Looks like $43.95. Okay, so a little bit pricey on that one, not gonna lie. Okay, folks, I made my way over to the second section over here, and what do you know? I found my first wild chase. I wonder how much they're on. Never mind, they're asking $32 for it. I think I'll pass. But I mean, come on. So many friggin' pops in here, guys. I don't even know where to start. I think this is another example, guys, of some of the stuff that they have, you know, in their inventory that's like older pops, but they look brand new. So 35 for Nick Wilde. There you go. This is kind of a fun pop right here, guys, because this is one of the ones that you can actually like remove the hat from. That's a pretty awesome one. Professor Quirrell, they want 27 on that. See, but the problem about this store, guys, is they have different stuff behind all of the stuff that's right here, as you can see. So like I said, you could be here for forever and find different stuff because they have the stuff up front, the stuff that's behind it. So I mean, honestly, it could be a while. I'm actually kind of curious, guys. They have this Inside Out pop. They have Anger from Inside Out. How much is he? $21.95. That might not be a bad deal, guys, especially with the new Inside Out movie that's coming out soon. But folks, I'll update you when I find some more cool stuff. Actually, right as I say that, we have BMO from Adventure Time. How much do they want for BMO? Looks like they want $34.95. Box is a little bit beat up, but it definitely is an older one from 2015. So I guess that's a decent deal, possibly. Then going straight to their Grail case, guys. You can't really see any of the prices very well, but rest assured their prices are pretty darn high and actually higher than what they usually go for. I mean, they had some good stuff, don't get me wrong, but the prices were insane. I was eyeing that Napoleon Dynamite right there, guys, but they were asking, I want to say like $115, which in reality, it goes for about maybe like 70 or 80. Anyways, guys, that pretty much does it for Second and Charles. So I made the executive decision, guys. I think we're going to go to our last stop. I was going to go to 2 Second and Charles, but I feel like they're going to be pretty darn similar. So the next stop is going to be another half-price books. Their selection's not going to be as big as Second and Charles, but I bet we're going to find different stuff than we found at the first location. Their Funko section was definitely a little bit smaller than the first half-price books, but they had a good variety of stuff at some decent prices. Sabrina for $10. That's actually a pretty good deal. I know when they came out with the last season of Sabrina, that was up to about a $30 pop. An original Batman, too, guys, from 2013 for $20. I know there's a couple of different variations of this, whether it be like the bobblehead version or also the yellow symbol on the chest, but I think that price is pretty spot on at 20, even though it is a little bit of an older one. Some of the Jurassic Park pops, $6 for Ian Grant. That's actually not too shabby, I would say. Weird Al, some of those Weird Al pops actually have some good value, and this one's actually pretty cheap at about $6. So, you know, if you're a Weird Al fan, that is definitely a good deal. Muhammad Ali is one that has gone up in price a little bit. They were asking, it looks like $30 for that, so I think that's probably pretty spot on. Harry Potter Pops, some actually have some good value, some don't. This one at one point had some pretty good value. They're asking $13.99. I think it goes for around $15, but it's probably one of my more favorite Harry Potter Pops that are out there, that Barnes & Noble exclusive. I found Shaun from Shaun of the Dead for $45, which that's pretty spot on with what it goes for. And then this other little section, guys, I found Shell from Portal, and yeah, they were asking $25, and I think it goes for about $25 to $30. But anyways, I thought it would be fun, and this half price books had some pretty decent stuff. Okay, guys, I am back at home. I find it pretty interesting whenever I go, to different cities and things like that. Some of their more like shops that are kind of similar to what I have in Utah. But it's kind of interesting to see all the different things that I find. So yeah, we went to Half Price Books. We also went to Second and Charles, which I gotta say, I think I prefer going to Half Price Books because it's kind of, you never know what you're gonna find and like at what prices. But I feel like when you go to Second and Charles, you're gonna find a lot of different stuff, but the prices for the most part are gonna be pretty darn high. And the one thing that I ended up picking up, I ended up getting a great deal on this guy right here, guys. I got it for $25. This is data from the original Star Trek Pops. And like I said, after doing some research, I believe this goes for about 60 to 70 bucks. So $25 on this pop was definitely a great deal. I kind of want to actually see, I think this might be a perfect pop to start with. I wanted to maybe do a video where I trade up and see where I end up with. And since this is an older pop, this came out in 2015, I feel like it's a pop that, Star Trek fans look for since it's a little bit older. So maybe that's what I'm going to do with this one. But if you're interested in it, guys, send me a message on Instagram and maybe we can get the ball rolling on my idea that I have. But if you guys want to take a look, guys, at the back of the box of all the different Star Trek pops that are a part of this line, there they are. And I don't know, it's kind of cool to see some older stuff, especially at a discount. And it's always fun to find a good deal. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I definitely do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you have any stores like Half Price Books, Second and Charles in your area where you live? If you do, let me know in the comment section below what those are. Also, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos like this one here. Thank you guys so much for watching again. You guys are awesome and the best. Like always, remember to be kind to one another. Always promote positivity. I will see you in the next video. Catch you guys later.